Hello, my name's Jo and I am a writer, and I have decided that I want to start a video journal of my journey as a writer. And it's not always going to be about writing, as writers we are much more than our writing practice. I'm very spiritual, I have lots of other interests, and I want to document this. I want to document my journey as I explore my writing gift, as I explore how I work with words, and I want to explore how this all ties in with my creativity and my spiritual side, and so much more. There's so much more that I want to capture. And so this is my journey. Jo Worsfold, LUMA is my brand, my business, and this is my journey. Thank you for being here with me. Hi, so I'm here to do another little video journal of my life as a writer. And I think the thing that I've been feeling into a lot lately that I want to unpack is the behind the scenes work, or not work even, play, the behind the scenes experiences, because it occurred to me the other day that I've self-published one book, and it dawned on me the other day that was 8 years ago. 8 years ago. I can't believe it's been 8 years. And I found that quite jarring at first. And I had to sit with the emotions that came up for me when I had that realization that it's been 8 years since I last put a book out. Because there was this moment of, what on earth have I done in the last 8 years? What have I been doing? And there was almost this feeling of, I've wasted 8 years. Because I can remember writing and publishing my first book so clearly, like it was yesterday. I can remember it so clearly. And I can also remember those feelings of, I've got another book in me. I want to write another book. I will write another book. And as I started to promote that book and put it out there into the world, I had that constant thought of, I really want to do this again. There's so many more books that I want to write. And that knowing has never waned for the entire 8 years, from then until now. That feeling of, I'm going to write another book. I want to write another book. Or books, like plural. But for whatever reason, 8 years has passed and I haven't done it yet. And so when I realised the other day how much time has passed, I found it confronting. And I felt for a little second, I did feel a little bit like I had failed in some way. But I've done enough work on myself now to know that when this stuff comes up, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for healing. It's an opportunity to find some clarity. It's an opportunity for growth. And so thank goodness I have that awareness and that capacity that when the uncomfortable stuff comes up, I can sit with it as best I can. Sometimes I struggle. Sometimes I sit with these feelings when they come up, and I will spiral for a few days before, but eventually I come out the other side, and I move through it much quicker than what I have ever done before. So I sat with it. I just sat with it. And I was like, why am I feeling like this? Like, I have put so much work into myself, into my life, into my business, into my family, my relationships. I have worked my ass off for 8 years, or longer even. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I suddenly feeling less than? Because I've realised it's been 8 years since I've last published a book. And I realised it was a few things. There was a few factors coming into play. One of them is, why am I dipping back into society's standards? Because that was what I was doing. They're not my standards. It's like for society to see a writer as a writer. It's like, well, how many books have you put out? And how did you put them out? Because if you self-published, don't really, doesn't really count. And so I've battled with that a lot. Not battled with it, I've moved through that, I've explored that, I've questioned my own beliefs. And I think that's what was coming back up for me when I had that realisation that it's been 8 years since I published a book. It was like, well, that's not mine, that's not me. Because I know I've been writing in the last 8 years, and not only writing, but working on my relationship with words, working on developing my appreciation and my love for words and the essence of words and the power of words, not just through writing. And so I did come through the other side, and I did realise that it, of course, hasn't been a waste of 8 years. My love for words now is almost the same as my love for my family. I feel, and that sounds strange to say that out loud, but I feel a deep, deep love and respect for words, the power that they hold, their capacity to move mountains, to heal, to tell stories, to entertain, to express. Words as a conduit or a channel for energy. And so I may have only published one book, and it may have been 8 years since I published that one book. But, oh my God, the work that I've done, the experiences that I've had, the people that I've met, the poetry that I've written, the journaling that I've done. Oh my God, the journaling. I'm an energy healer, and to start with, the way I worked with energy as a healer was very much, I'm a conduit, I'm a channel, the energy comes through me, and I either heal myself or I'm healing someone else. But I am now a healer with words. And so when I'm journaling, the healing that I have experienced through my own personal journaling, and I have got journals all over the damn place. I've got little physical journals. I've got stacks of them here. I've got these big A4 notepads that are journals and serve lots of other purposes as well. There's a mishmash of all sorts, but it's words that I'm using to heal. I've got journals in Word documents on my laptop. Pages and pages and pages and pages, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of words. And so I think when I had that moment, when I realised it's been 8 years since I've published a book, self-published a book, no less. I don't think it was my stuff, or maybe it was just some residual old beliefs that are no longer serving me, or fears, probably would be a better way of describing it, old fears coming to the surface. But for the most part, I think it was that expectation from society, from the world, that, to perform like a damn circus animal. And that's not what writing's about. We are not performers. I am not putting books out to prove my worth, to prove my value, to please others even. My words surface when they surface, and they surface in whatever means, whatever capacity they need to. And it just so happens that in the last 8 years, those words that I have been birthing, that I've been working with, haven't been in the form of a cover-to-cover book of some kind. And I've just started writing again, my second book. It landed for me again just the other day. So there's been a lot going on in the last week. And I've started. I'm on my second book. And I'm only a couple of paragraphs in. It was those first 2 paragraphs of my second book, just boom, they dropped in. And I was like, oh my God, I need to get this down. So I did. And that was around a week ago. And that's as far as it's got. But there is a second book that is here, that is ready to come through me. And that feels really exciting. And I don't know how long it'll take me to write it. It'll take me how long it takes me. I think it's so easy for us as creatives, as writers, to be swayed by what we think we need to do, what we think others expect, or what others do expect of us. There are so many creatives, whether we're writers, whether we're musicians, whether we're artists, to perform. And I think we need to rebel against that. I think we need to honour the timing, the actual timing, the intuitive, divine timing of the way things unfold. Because the second we try and force it, we take the magic away. We strip our craft, of the true magic. There's still magic in it, but it's altered because we're forcing, we're performing, we're not leaning into our most natural, intuitive, creative state. And the other thing that I realised in the last week through all of this was, because I think a lot about my mission, my purpose, it's something that I love to reflect on weekly, because so much comes up from that prompt. What is my mission? What is my purpose? It's such a simple but big question. And I ask myself that, I reflect on that every single week now, and every single time something different comes up, something else comes to the surface. And so it's a really cool practice that I'm really enjoying right now. And so one of the things for me when I reflected on that this week was, because often my mission, when I think about it, what comes up is, to share my words, to, put my, to help people and to heal people through my words by putting it out into the world. And that is my mission. But the mission that came up for me this week when I asked myself that question was, my mission really is to just be me. And my God, that felt liberating. Again, it's taking the pressure off to perform, to do, to be, can we give ourselves permission to just be ourselves? Really, really, really real. Can we be that courageous? Can we be that crazy? And again, I think it's a part of that, what I said before, the rebellion. I think we need to rebel against society's ideas and expectations around creativity. And so my mission is to just be me. And that's a pretty damn good mission. Because we're more than writers. I'm more than a writer. I'm a mum, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a work colleague, I am a nature lover, I am a movie buff, I'm an adventurer, there is that, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, as humans, we are so complex. We are so vast in who we are. We are complex creatures. We are. And there is always time for all of it, for the writing, for the adventuring, for the nature time, for the family time, for the movie time, for reading, for puzzles, for sports, for dancing, for all of it. And so, it's been 8 years since I put my first book out, and I made, not the big declaration, but I had that knowing at that time that this is the first of many, many books. But that was also the start of many adventures, many amazing and challenging experiences. Life, 8 years of life has happened in that time. And I'm bloody proud of that life that I have lived and that I am living. And whether we put one book out or 20 books out, whether we self-publish or whether we, land a deal with a giant publishing house, what will be, will be. We can dream big. We can shoot for the stars. But I think if we're not living life while we dream, while we manifest, while we, have these knowings of what's coming, the possibilities, the potentiality, there's no point to any of that if we're not living. And so this, I think, is what I'm unpacking today and what I'm anchoring in this video journal for me, for you today, is we are writers, we are human, we live big, full lives, and our life is made up of this eclectic tapestry, this kaleidoscope of people and things and experiences, and it's amazing. And I am blessed. You are blessed. Let's make the most of it. And we write when we write, and we don't when we don't, and it's all perfect. I needed to unpack. I needed that. Okay. That's me. That feels complete. Let's see what comes up in the next 7 days. I can't wait. I can't wait to live the next 7 days. I can't wait to reflect in my next video journal on the next 7 days. This is cool. This is fun. I'm so glad I'm doing this. Let's do it again.